Today, we are paying homage to one of the movies of all time. If you know me, this is long overdue. If you don't know me, my name is Amanda. I go to film school. I like watching movies and TV and YouTube. So now I'm in a class that's focusing on creating your own digital content. And I thought, well, what can I yap about for 10 minutes? Probably movies. Lots of good ones came out this year. Sinners, Weapons, Superman, F1. It's really good. Even though the story may sound a little bit familiar, which you might know where this is leading. Anyways, we're gonna talk about Cars 2. I don't really have a good transition. That's just how the video is gonna start. Cars had a 74% Rotten Tomatoes score, while Cars 2 dropped to about 40% Rotten Tomatoes, which kind of solidifies Cars 2 as the one that gave Pixar its first ever rotten movie, truly, breaking a 16-year certified fresh streak. Bruh. But what I really want to talk about is organized religion and organized crime. I want to talk about conspiracy theories specifically within the Cars universe. This is not a new take. Some of the conspiracy theories that I'll be discussing today are actually really old. You've probably heard all these faceless YouTube guys, dunk on this movie and the lore and the world building, and they think it's awful, and that's fine. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. But I thought it would be fun to rewatch the movie because growing up, I knew I loved this movie. I first watched this movie when it came out in 2011. I watched it with my two younger brothers. I'm the oldest sister, so obviously I had to watch whatever they wanted to watch. It's a big nostalgia thing for me, and I think that's a perfectly valid reason to like a movie. Other reasons why I'm qualified to talk about this? I dressed up as Lightning McQueen for Halloween once, and I was possessed by the spirit of Owen Wilson for the entire night. Ka-chow. And that's pretty much the list. We're gonna kind of briefly mention cars. We're gonna talk about planes. We're gonna talk about planes, fire, and rescue. We will not be talking about Cars 3. That's just not going to happen. It's my video. I said so. Okay, let's talk about Cars 2. Directed by John Lasseter, Cars 2 is a sequel to Cars, which came out in 2007, the iconic Pixar movie about conscious cars, specifically following the adventures of Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater. First, what you need to know about the context is that Cars, the first movie, is a tried and true racing story. It's a great film with great themes about, small town communities and finding your own tribe. Cars 2 is not about any of that. Cars 2 is about cars with guns. Obviously, I like this movie. One might even say it's a perfect 4-quadrant film. It is especially a good film for people who like looking at the smaller details. Like, for example, Cars 2 takes us globetrotting around the world, the Cars world, to different countries, traveling by various means of transportation. When the gang is first going to Japan, what do you see in the airport? You see a car going through security. Did you know that security lines weren't implemented until November 2001, which was a direct response to the tragic 9/11 attacks that happened in New York City? Weird how the Cars universe would have this detail, that somebody took the time to animate. Unless they're implying that by having a TSA security line in the movie, there was canonically a Cars 9/11. And then when you really think about it, it actually makes sense. Later in the movie, the gang goes to Italy for the second leg of the race, and in a brief but iconic shot, you can actually see the crowd of cars parting for a very special figure to arrive. And that figure is the Pope car. Anyways, the Pope car definitely now clarifies that Christianity exists in the Cars universe, which means that organized religion also exists. The presence of Christianity obviously implies that there are other religions as well, like Buddhism or Judaism, or other beliefs that ultimately lead us back to September 11th, 2001. It's not funny. Okay, so now I want you to take a look at this. Look at this scene where they're trying to get inside of the plane on the tarmac and the plane is leaving, but the gang get into it and they're trying to create their own little Mission Impossible moment. In this plane, there's cars inside of this plane. But then when you look at this plane is called Dusty Crawhopper. He is from the Planes movie, and this is important because there's nobody inside of him. So now that we know that the Planes in the Cars universe, they're conscious, because obviously Planes and Planes Fire and Rescue, that's the movie about the plane who wants to race in a sky race, but he's afraid of heights, and then in the sequel he becomes a firefighter plane, obviously. Was it a car that hijacked the plane, or did the plane hijack itself? Or were the cars and planes working together? So I'm gonna stop talking about Cars 9/11 now. But I want you to keep thinking about it in the back of your mind, because obviously this is really important. Now I want to talk about the socioeconomic imbalance and wealth gap between specific cars that is the most prevalent in Cars 2. Also, not even discussing how cars are born, it's pretty much implied that all vehicles are sentient in some sort of way. Even animals, bugs, they're represented by many versions of cars. So I wonder how much it would suck to be like a specific type of vehicle in this world and your entire existence is to carry the Pope around, or to be a plane, like a commercial plane that carries other cars around. Yeah, sorry, also that's the Queen car. Monarchy and government systems also exist in the Cars universe. Or like when you even think about like Guido, who has arms, right? But it's not really arms, he just has like I wonder, what do you do when you're born to be one thing and then you're made into something that is something else? I think ultimately this is what's so great about Mater and many of the unique cars that are mentioned in this movie. Even with certain disadvantages and stereotypes that are, against him, Mater still somehow manages to persevere, follow his gut instinct, and save the world, all while protecting his best friend. A lot of people have theorized that the Cars world used to have humans in it because obviously all the infrastructure needed to be built somehow. But after some type of catastrophic event, all the humans were wiped out and all the cars gained sentience and rebuilt the world for themselves. At the end of the movie in Cars 1, there's these behind the scenes like fun little moments where the cars go to a drive-through theater, or I guess like a regular movie theater. Other films exist in general in the Cars universe. So what do you think of Fast and the Furious movie in the Cars universe looks like? Is it just the cars and they're just Tokyo drifting and they're just going fast and another car, or would they transform into an Elon Musk car? So is there space travel? Things in our world theoretically exist in the Cars world? There are Teslas, and if they did, Cybertrucks in the car, what would that would be like factories where cars get made as like I guess there is a God because there's just Waymos in the Cars universe, but then would it be a big Waymo mechanic? Listen. This movie grossed $559 million worldwide when it first came out in theaters. Cars 2 is obviously hated for its departure from the original film's focus on racing and character development. Obviously, that's why we got Cars 3. Instead, it kind of became this spy action genre shift movie that sidelined, theoretically, Lightning McQueen. And the sequel is often criticized for the convoluted and the illogical plot. But here's what I'll say about sequels. The definition of a sequel is a published, broadcasted, or recorded work that continues the story or develops the themes of the first film or whatever earlier film. By that definition, technically, yes, Cars 2 doesn't exactly follow the formula of like a traditional sequel. But here's what I love about sequels. Sequels can expand the world of a place that you loved in the first movie. The Bride of Frankenstein, to The Godfather Part 2, to Paddington 2. All these films were kind of similar in genre and vibe to their first film, but these sequels also taking the characters on a new adventure. Like that's the point, I think, of a sequel, is to try something new. You're supposed to be innovative, like otherwise you're just creating the first movie again. And if we do some genre shifts, that's okay sometimes. Sometimes we Terminator 2 things, and that's okay, even if it doesn't always work. You have to commend people for at least trying to do something new and innovative. So here is a little PSA to all of the filmmakers out there: make what you want to make. And if that's a sequel that goes crazy in lore and world building, but it feels right to you, you should just do it. Because even if your movie has a terrible Rotten Tomatoes score and a lot of people hate on it on the internet for like years, there may be a little girl and her 2 younger brothers out there that may still watch the movie anyways and love it. Audience expectations and fan engagement is like a really interesting thing. Just imagine trying to follow up on such like an iconic movie that kids and families all over the world have already fallen in love with. It feels like an impossible task, as if making a movie isn't already hard enough. It truly takes an army. So here is a shout out to all of the cast and the crew who worked on this movie. I'm really grateful for Cars 2. You guys should be super proud of the journey and the film anyways. I'm sure it was a wild ride. Maybe the cars were the friends that we made along the way. You know? Let's FaceTime Shui and let's see what she says. She's probably asleep. No way you're up. Oh, say hello to my YouTube video.
Hi, guys.
They should like and subscribe to my channel. Right, Chewy? They should like and subscribe.
Yeah. I will subscribe. I will subscribe.
Yay! Okay.
I will ring the bell.
Yay!